Is there going to be any festive cheer in your wallet and, of course, in the economy? Mr. Chidambaram is addressing the media. Let's cut across live and listen in to the state of economy and how things are looking.
That despite the additional burden on certain sections of the people, by and large, the people have understood the imperative need for such difficult decisions. The Kelkar Committee has cautioned us that a business as usual scenario for the current year may lead to the fiscal deficit rising to 6.1% of GDP. This would have grave consequences for the economy and is therefore totally unacceptable. The committee has recommended a number of reform measures in taxation, disinvestment and expenditure. On the taxation side, the committee has strongly advocated a transition to the goods and services tax and a quick review of the direct taxes code before its introduction and passing in Parliament. Besides, the committee has recommended administrative measures to improve tax collection. On disinvestment, the committee has suggested a number of new models for disinvestment and has also urged government to disinvest its residual stake in some companies that were privatized earlier. On the expenditure side, the committee has suggested rationalization of schemes and strict control and monitoring of expenditure. These recommendations are wholesome and have been accepted by the government. The Department of Revenue and the Department of Expenditure have initiated action on the recommendations of the committee. The Department of Disinvestment has obtained approval of the Cabinet for disinvestment in Hindustan Copper Limited, NALCO, SAIL, RINL, BHEL, Oil India Limited, MMTC and NMDC. Government expects to realize the budgeted receipts under disinvestment and non-tax receipts. Every effort will also be made to realize the revenues budgeted under tax receipts. Government also expects to be able to contain and economize on expenditure, both on the plan and the non-plan side. While funds will be made available for essential expenditure, especially capital expenditure, every effort will be made to avoid parking or idling of funds. As regards subsidies, government will also increasingly rely on Aadhaar-enabled direct cash transfers of merit subsidies to eliminate duplication or falsification. Government is determined to address the twin challenges of current account deficit, CAD, and fiscal deficit, FD. During 2011-12, the CAD increased to $78.2 billion, or 4.2% of GDP. The Department of Economic Affairs, in consultation with the RBI, has projected a CAD of $70.3 billion in 2012-13, or 3.7% of GDP. Any moderation in CAD would be welcome. Government is confident that the CAD will be fully financed by capital inflows and expects that a substantial part of it will be in the form of foreign direct investments, foreign institution investments, and external commercial borrowings. As regards the fiscal deficit, taking into account the steps outlined above and other steps that are being implemented or contemplated, government has decided to adopt the following plan of fiscal consolidation during the period of the 12th plan, that is from 2012-13 to 2016-17. In 2012-13, 5.3%. 2013-14, 4.8%. 2014-15, 4.2%, 2015-16 3.6%, and in 2016-17 3%. The burden of fiscal correction must be shared fairly and equitably by different classes of stakeholders. However, as I said on August 6th, the poor must be protected and others must bear their fair share of the burden. In particular, I would like to emphasize that all the flagship programs designed to help the poor and bring about inclusive development will be fully protected under the revised fiscal consolidation plan. As fiscal consolidation takes place and investors' confidence increases, it is expected that the economy will return to the path of high investment, higher growth, lower inflation, and long-term sustainability. Our impressive record during 2004-2008 should serve as a constant reminder that with sound policies and determination, we have the capacity to achieve our goals. Government seeks the support of all sections of the people in implementing the fiscal consolidation plan as well as other measures to reform and strengthen the economy. Yes. Are there any questions on this? We can take them.
So you mentioned the fiscal committee report talks about government giving a residual stake in companies that have been privatized. There is Hindustan Zinc and Gulco, for which the proposal has come from the promoters and the companies. Is there any clause that we can expect soon on this?
I think the paper has been moved by the Ministry of Mines. So I suppose the Ministry of Finance will offer its comments and the matter will go to the Cabinet. No, let's talk about this. I think this is more important than any other political question that there may be.
Would you at this stage share the price that the company has offered to buy back the residual stake at?
No, as you are aware, I have recused myself from those two matters, so I can't share anything. But later, if you wish to meet the Finance Secretary, he can share whatever he wishes to share. Next year is not the election year. I've announced a plan, and please let's not minimize the seriousness of what I've said by referring to elections, etc. This plan is necessary. This plan must be implemented, and government is very serious about implementing this fiscal consolidation plan. We have factored practically everything that is on the table, and we think that with sound policies and a will to implement it, we can achieve the plan. But we do not have an option. There is no option to implementing this plan. That is why I've called this media conference to impress upon everyone that this plan is an imperative and we must therefore implement this plan.
Are you saying that right to food will not be possible?
I didn't say that. Those are your words.
Mr. Chidambaram.
I didn't say that. No. At the moment, there is no proposal to look at the shares held by Suti. At the moment, I've given you a list of 8 companies for which cabinet approval has been taken, and I've also referred to the paper moved by the Ministry of Mines.
Mr. Sanjeev.
The statement I made makes no reference to diesel prices. That is being dealt with separately. Therefore, I don't think you should bring that into the statement. On the other issue of fiscal roadmap, yes, once the fiscal path is adopted and fiscal plan is adopted, whatever corrections have to be made in the FRBM Act would have to be made.
So is the government expecting about 1 lakh crore for the next month and
No, what we have budgeted is only 40,000 crore, and as I said, we expect to collect 40,000 crore rupees.
So you met one of the key conditions that set forth by RBI. Do you expect them all to take?
Well, I'm making the statement so that everybody in India acknowledges the steps that we are taking and also acknowledges that government is determined to bring about fiscal consolidation. And I sincerely hope that everybody who reads this statement will take note of that.
Sir, for fiscal consolidation, you are taking steps to reduce some planned expenditures, especially in the cases where in social programs where funds are not unutilized by the state governments.
I said in my statement, if you get a copy, all flagship programs that are intended to bring relief to the poor and bring about inclusive development will be fully protected. Fully protecting those flagship programs, we think it's possible to adhere to the fiscal consolidation plan that I've announced.
Sir, the cases only also talks about monetizing government land. How much does the government expect to pay by that, and by when do you think that is monetized?
No decision has been taken on that recommendation. In paragraph 3 of the statement, I have listed the recommendations which we have accepted. All other recommendations, no decision has been taken yet.
Sir, various ministries have raised objection on the electricity tax. How is that going to be power
I don't know of various ministries raising objections. These 8 cases have been approved by the cabinet. A cabinet decision binds every ministry.
So you talked about steps being taken by the Department of Revenue on regulations of labor and on both existing and any new regulations. Could you please elaborate on these steps?
No, the DTC is under review. In fact, from 9:30 this morning, I've been reviewing the DTC. So the DTC review will be completed and the bill will be introduced in Parliament, taking note of the Standing Committee's recommendations. As far as GST is concerned, I've had 2 rounds of discussions with Mr. Sushil Modi, and the next meeting is with the State Finance Ministers on the 8th of November. So work is in progress both on GST and DTC.